Hello everyone, welcome back to our Pure Angels playthrough. I am Krydax, and we downloaded a new mod, a new Angels mod, that I sort of didn't know existed until Ghostified Gamer pointed it out in the comments. Angels has its own little set of trains, and considering we're just getting started with trains, and these look really cool, I figured we should download this mod. It's the Mass Transit mod, Angels Add-ons Mass Transit. So I'm pretty excited about this. We're not going to be using the vanilla trains. We're going to be using these. And they have a couple different tiers, which is nice. So we get better things as we go. And it does look like the first unlocked... That was you, actually? I thought it was Ghostified Gamer that left a comment about the Angels trains. Maybe multiple people did. But, yeah, sorry if I misattributed something. Anyway, so the locomotives... What is a tender? Locomotive with the air resistance of a cargo wagon. Why would you want that? Very interesting. Maybe that's the one you're supposed to put after the first one? Because it has more power, but more air resistance, so you wouldn't want it in the front. That's cool. We're going to start with this one, and then we'll research the other one. It does mean more things I have to research, unfortunately. And it looks like we can jump straight to Mark II, but we're not going to be able to build them because they require Motor 2s. So I won't research that yet because we discovered the pain of Motor 2s last time. And yeah. So we set up our, what are these called? City blocks in the last episode, and I am going to have to, I think, fix this. I'm not happy with this. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about it, but I have some ideas. So we're going to start out with fixing our depot setup, and then we are going to start building stuff inside the city blocks after that. Ghostified, you say that like it makes sense. A tender is a locomotive without all the locomotive stuffs. Well, that sure doesn't make sense from a at least reasonable standpoint. So I think what I'm going to do is, well, we're just going to deconstruct all this for now. We'll rebuild it. And then we'll get rid of the extra signals. I believe the rail signals were there already. And so we're going to leave that. And I'm going to leave this because I still need the ability to get in. And yeah, I think we need these two. And then we'll turn. Although, can we go shorter? Because this one, yeah, because we can, I want to kind of minimize the amount that it sticks out. Oh, yeah, perfect. So we can do that. That's so much better. And now, I can do a stacker, maybe here even. Can I even do an S-bend for a stacker? Yeah. They do need to be one space apart because of signals. Oh, I guess they have to be 2 spaces apart because that's how far apart rails need to be. So I can do like a triple stacker here if we want. And then I can unload over here, and then they can... well, maybe this is a bad idea. I'm having too many ideas in my head at once. We've got idea overload here. A tender has the power... Love me, tender. Power of a locomotive, but graphically different. Only useful when doing at least 2 locomotives. Okay, that makes sense. So what I'm thinking is... Well, here's the problem. We want to have room for trains, so a little bit of a stacker. And then we also... Let's get some light over here. We also want to have room for multiple depots. And that's where things get tricky. And I'm just not seeing how going this direction is going to help that. Because we're going towards the middle. We kind of need to utilize this whole bar. So what I might do is actually have it go from one side to the other. I think that might be the best. So they will... Maybe they'll come here. So maybe this one's the one that turns around. And then they, like, have a stacker diagonally, and then they have a bunch of depots kind of vertically here, and then merge back into this one and can turn right or left. And then we're using a bit more of the city block, but we're never going to need two of these in a city block. So that's another method. There's just so many ways to do this, and I guess none of them are wrong. I just need to pick something and go with it, I think. So let's make sure these are correct again. So chain there, rail there, that's correct. This one is a rail, which means... Yeah, we'll just put a chain there and there, so that we won't have any issues. I guess this one should be here. And then there. Does that even matter? Probably not, but it won't hurt anything. So I might as well... I mean, can't I just put one here instead? Trying to think. Like, does having two there add anything? I don't think it does. Not really sure. I mean, we could just do that and remove that, and then the whole thing is just kind of one block. Which is reasonable, because if a train's coming this way, it needs to get through anyway, and that's going to block both of these. So, it's not like... Because if I add chain signals here, then that simply means they'll wait here if this block isn't open. And this one will just wait all the way back here, which will still open this one up. So if it's waiting there, this block's open anyway, so this regular signal will let it through. And I don't think adding those two changes any of that, because this one will still wait back here, letting trains go north until it can get into the teal block. So yeah, I don't think chain signals adds anything there. It might add slight throughput assistance, but that's it. Okay, so now that I'm doing it this way, I like this a lot better. This gives me space for, like, almost an arbitrary amount of stackers. And this will go parallel to this one. And I can kind of add as many stackers as I want. And then we'll do the actual depots for loading and unloading. So let's get that set up. Yeah, this is better. And I think it just feels better in terms of the space I'm leaving open. So I do want to be able to turn left and right, but it's only one entry direction. So I'll just start with my intersection, and then we'll remove as needed. I think we can just put it there. And we only need the right, this one. And so all the depots will be along here, maybe? Yeah, it's just the problem of, like, getting back onto this rail requires a 180. and that there's really no way to do that in a tighter turn. Actually, wait, no, there is. This is not maximum tightness. This would be, well, I guess we just need to delete this and see. That's maximum. Okay. We can save ourselves 2 squares, though, which is nice. So this is the way to get back. Oh, but now this is 1 tile too far. Hold on. We got ourselves some old-fashioned issues, because now I messed with everything. Okay, so that turns around. This joins it. These get deleted. And now our signals are in the wrong places. Yeah, so this is a bit of a problem because of this piece right here, so I do need one there. That's the exit, which can now be here. That's the exit. I think we've got chains in all the right places. I don't even need this one, because there's no turning in this direction. And now these signals are superfluous, so is that one. Hey, thanks for the follow, Baumasam. Baumasam? Baumasam is probably correct. Does that even need? Yeah, I think it does. So yeah, it'll stop here if the next block is full. It'll stop back here if that block is full. It'll stop here if something's trying to get out. I don't know if these two are necessary. Same as before kind of issue. If one's in this block at all, it's going to be blocking that one anyway. And if one's turning this way, yeah. So I don't need those. So that's minimized, I think, for what's good. If I'm reading the signals correctly. Perfect. All right, and now we want the ability for multiple depots and multiple stackers. So what I'm thinking is I can add depots arbitrarily out here and just keep adding more. And so we'll load stuff in this way, and then I can add stackers back here. And there might be a little bit of a limit on how many I can do in each direction just because these are going to come out to the left, but I can always go farther north on some of them. So that'll be nice. The chat is not in one-day follower mode. I took that off. Unless I screwed up. I'm pretty sure that's done. Okay, so we can't do right next to each other, so we have to do this way. And then I just want to minimize the length here. We're only going to do 1 train per stacker, because if you do 2 per stacker, that can get a little weird with the way those things work. So we need space for 3 in front of the signal, which is going to be right here. I do think this will need to be a chain, though. Probably. I guess we'll find out if that's correct or not. And then we will just kind of copy this. And because I'm going to have different provider stations, I do want, I don't know, we'll see if we ever have any issues. I do want a decent amount of stacking available for these. So this could be up to 4 trains waiting. And I think we can do more if we need to. But then that'll be a chain signal, so they'll stop here and wait until they can get into one of the stacks. And then I can add... Does adding a signal there help it? I don't think so. Maybe? No, I like this better. And then it does look like there's room for 1 train here, which is nice. So that really is 5 trains waiting. At the minimum, plus maybe a little bit more room here. Yep. Okay, so then this will go straight And now I need to actually put a station in so we can determine how much space I need. Uh-oh. Why can this only rotate 2 ways? That's not expected. It's probably because of the warehouse thingy, actually. I wonder if that's it. Hold on, let me build this. It's not because of that, right? Yeah, I think it is because of this. It is. Well, I'm gonna have to have two stations then. Okay, so this is the farthest forward it can be. And it's good it's on this side of the train, so that way I'm utilizing more of this inner space. And then the next one, how close could it be? Reasonably. Is this reasonable? I might need to do one more square. Let's at least look, though. Because if this is where the warehouse is, then we do not have room for a lot of loading or unload. I mean, I guess we have at least, and I can even do one out here that does this. So we have room for 4 loaders doing it this way, in or out. So that's actually enough space, I think. Yeah, that feels like plenty. 2 out the side. Because of the way that the emerging chests work, you know, you wouldn't be able to do this. Well, I guess you could. Even if they were separate warehouses, you know, you could still get 2 out of each at least. So, okay, yeah, I like this. Normally with warehouses you would need 6 spaces. So I'm glad we're not using full warehouses, to be honest. And so then this will join back in like so. Let's get rid of this. Okay. This is looking good. And now, what do I want my default amount to be? Default amount of stations. I still feel like we're taking up so much of our city block with train tracks by doing it this way, but the only other way I could do it is just not have the ability to turn back this way, and then I could easily like fit probably 2 more right here that could only go along that way. And maybe I don't know. We're just going with this. It's cleaner for the long run, so we'll accept it. I think by default I want 3. 3 is a good number. A lot of blocks will make less than 3 or equal to 3 outputs, and if they do make more than 3 outputs, we can manually copy paste more of these in. But I think this will be my default for each block. Up to 3 outputs, or up to 3. Well, the nice thing about inputs is you can have only 1. So maybe I'll have one version of this. Oh wait, these need to be outputs and inputs. What am I talking about? So we'll make one of these by default the input station, which will be this one. Which this already is the input state, meaning inputting to the city block. That's a very confusing way for me to say that. And then these will by default be the ones that load onto trains, which is the output of the city block. That's better. And then, yep. Okay. So since these are outputs, we can call these provider stations on a stack threshold of 80 with a train limit. I think if each one has a train limit of 3, that's probably okay. That technically could be bad. But a lot of things would have to happen all at once, and we can cross that bridge when we get to it. When we get a random, like, everything's getting blocked scenario. Okay, so these are providers. This is a requester on stack threshold of 80. That's good. These will all be on by default because they're going to be dealing with empty warehouse stuff. We'll merge the chests. Copy that. Does that work properly? 47 and then 21? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad that works with nanobots. Sometimes things get weird with nanobots. And then as far as out, we want... I guess we can just do... They can pull forward and wait in this spot. So we can do a chain signal there. So they'll stop here, and then they'll pull forward here, and they'll wait at this point. No, I just want a regular signal, actually. Because whichever train does pull forward to wait at this chain signal, that's fine. And then the other trains can pull forward as far as here. Yeah, that's totally fine. I want one train being able to wait here. So that's what regular signals will do for me. And then there's a regular signal in, which is also good. Perfect. And now we need these to all... How are we going to make these all coincide nicely? Because these need to come back together. Is there a way... I mean, those can all go on a diagonal. It looks like to here. But is this able to get S-bendy back in? It is. Is this one? That looks like a no. This one could... Oh, shoot. That one can't go to here. I have made a mess of this. I mean, this one can obviously just line up with everything there. So how does this one figure itself out? What do we do for you? Do you go down and then... Yeah, there we go. Double S-bend. It's messy, but it works. Dave, what do you mean trains will never wait at chain signals? Trains will totally wait at chain signals. A chain signal, it can be the first red signal. If this block is occupied, the trains will enter here. He'll be like, okay, I'm green, and then he'll stop here until this overall block is clear, and wherever this train's trying to go, it can get all the way to here, or it can get all the way to there. So, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but they definitely will wait at chain signals. So, thankfully, it looks like every single direction of this can fit 3 wagons. So these can be regular signals. So we get one more kind of stacker goodness here. And then they'll leave the stacker. It'll wait here until... Ah, wait, no. Because we have different types of stations, that's bad, that's bad. We want them to wait at the stackers until they can get all the way to their respective station. Because otherwise, a train that's waiting for unloading could be here in the way of the trains that want to do loading. And this way, they'll wait in their stacker until they can get all the way into their station. Which does mean that we can only have a maximum of 4 trains properly stacked with one extra here. But that's fine. Not to mention there's the 3 trains that can be here. So that is a total of 8, actually. 8 total trains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they each have a train limit of 3. So this works pretty well as an average. And I think it's, to the best of my ability, minimize the space we're taking up. I have a decent amount of space here and here that's wasted. That I'll probably fill once in a while with buildings if I really need to. But this is a much more elegant solution. We do need to connect these with wire. Wait, did I just connect a... Yeah, that's right. And then we need to connect these. Okay, they already are connected. Good, good. Yeah, no worries, Dave. That was a good good question for sure. In terms of like train explaining stuff. And then what do I name these stations by default? Because I guess when we make the blueprint, we just don't want it. We want to uncheck the thing that says like remember train name. So we'll just copy all of this. This will always line up with my city blocks. And we want to do train stop names taken out. I'll remove lamps, poles, these three things, because those automatically get placed with the LTN stops. And this will always line up with my city blocks, so that's fine. Now this is city block stations. S for station. And we'll do the train stops here. Okay. Perfect. So now I can remove this dumb idea. That was a failed idea. This is a much better one. Huzzah! Oh, maybe I should have regular lamps. Oh, and power poles. I need those medium power poles. That's maybe the next thing I should do. Where even are they? Power. Angel's power. There. I need you. I can get this done easily, so let's go do that. Cascaded inserters for loading. Cascaded inserters. I don't know if you mean angled inserters via Bob's Adjustables. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I'm horribly inconsistent, and yes, I'm not using mini loaders for who knows what reason. They just feel too good. I don't know. Maybe I'm a masochist, but for some reason that feels like cheating to me, even though I cheat in many other ways. I'm very, random, I guess. It just feels wrong, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Now, where are my C-frames 2? Those are C-frames 2, I think, on the top. And we need C-frame 2, copper plates, and construction components, which are very easy to do. So I think I'll build those up here. So C-frame 2 is going to be this. And then copper plates and iron plates are going to be all we need. So copper and iron, like so. For the construction components, I'm pretty sure it's just 2 steps. If I'm remembering, I don't remember exactly what it is. Is it girders and then components? Yeah. Or you can use rivets, but that costs steel, so why would you do that? So we'll do that, and then we have one for the power poles themselves. Perfect. We can also do the big power poles. Finally. And then, let's see, this guy. This guy will use a diagonal. Goodness. You grab... Oh. Wait. That's supposed to be girders. Whoopsies. There we go. You grab copper. You grab copper. Construction components, or C-frame 2s. And that should be it. And that's a little slow. 1 every 8 seconds. And then for this, that needs 1 every 16 seconds. But that's far more than I'll use in the long run, and I'll just let it build up to a pretty big amount. Maybe even 100 for those. And that will build up faster than I use them. It'll just take a second. I wish that was a little faster. I guess I could use 2 assemblers. Do I really care, though? I don't think I do. Because once that reaches 200, I'm never going to use them all. Oh no, we deleted our radar, didn't we? Well, we'll get that all powered up soon. And then I think I also maybe want to add in the power poles to my city block design, the big power poles. So then we don't need to constantly worry about that. And maybe even a radar per city block. And so then we really, I just want to reduce the manual labor I need for my city blocks, and I think that's the best way to do it. So we shall add in... I don't need red and green wire because of the way LTN works. I don't need to have one giant red and green wire connection throughout the whole base. So I'm not planning on doing that. If I really do need to transmit signals, I will get the signal transmission mod, the AAI one. I far prefer that mod to just having a giant red and green wire party throughout the whole base. That's just a personal preference, though. There's nothing wrong with red and green wire party. And now that I have the new locomotives, let's check that out. So we need red circuits, motors, mechanical parts, and C-frames. Not bad. It is kind of annoying. What are C-frames again? Iron grates and girders. I might just make them on the spot, because we have iron and red circuits here. We already have mechanical parts available from all my red belt stuff, and we'll have spare ones coming off of that line. Maybe I'll make them a separate chunk, though. What's the underground distance here? 10. Perfect. That means I should be able to go across all of those. Okay, so these will be my extra components. What else do we need? Motors. Okay. So then the motors we already have down here. So those will go onto a belt. Oh, I'm so in love with these power poles already. It's been a long time waiting for you, my friends. But you're finally here. We can finally enjoy the life we were meant to live. Okay, and then the C frames. Maybe I can just copy something. Where am I making those? Here. Yeah. So I can just like copy this, I guess. And put that wherever there's some iron. Yeah, we got plenty of space here. I'm not too worried about space. Actually, let's move that back. We'll leave a tiny bit of space, but not a ton. Put that there. The copper, or I mean, what is this? Iron? The iron will flow up past all this. And then that will be C-frames and motors. And this will be... we need to switch this out for mechanical parts, though. So maybe we actually have the red circuits go up, and that will match up with the mechanical parts. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh no. I don't want you to be linked. Do I need to, like, manually do that? Nope. Does this even work? Interesting. That might not work. I thought this worked. I don't want you to be linked. Well, fine. Actually, not fine. Oh my gosh, guys. What am I doing? Oh, these are filters. Oops. Don't know what happened there. Why do I forget things like this? I've played thousands, well, not multiple thousands, but more than 1,000 hours of this game. Granted, a lot of those filter splitters didn't exist. But for some reason, my brain just does not remember the basics sometimes. Gosh, what am I doing? So easy. And yet I made that, like, so difficult. Alright, we'll use another red underground, and there we go. Okay, that was kind of a lot, but here we are. I promise we'll build stuff inside of our city blocks eventually, everybody. I promise. Oh, and we need servo motors and construction components and cabling for all the... Oh, gosh. Okay, so a Tinder is still a locomotive. It still has the max speed. It has more acceleration power, so that's why you would use it. But it has more air resistance, so you don't want it to be in the front. So the cargo wagons require servo motors, and they actually have a little bit more storage. It's weird the cargo wagons have a faster max speed than the trains can go. Also, let's compare. So vanilla 259 600 crawler locomotive. Did I even unlock those? Oh, weird. We need vehicle equipment for that? Oh, they can go 300. Interesting. Well, looks like we've got a little bit more research set ahead of us. So the options are going to be Petro locomotive, crawler locomotive, or smelting locomotive. So smelting locomotives have max speed 259, same as vanilla. They weigh more, but they also have more acceleration power, which I think is definitely a trade-off you would want to do. Especially since I only have one train. Cargo wagons we'll look at in a second. And then the crawler locomotive has a higher max speed, slightly less acceleration power, however. So that's interesting. And then Petrochem just has less power than the smelting one. Seems weird to make essentially the same thing but weaker. Because then if players are min-maxing, which many Factorio players min-max, then you would just never use the Petrochem locomotive over the smelting locomotive. That seems a bit strange to me. I don't get that. Why would they just make it worse? And then the crawler locomotive, we said, has a higher max speed. So I might go with that one, because my trains are going to be going pretty far. So I think losing 100 kilowatts of acceleration power is worth getting 40. That's over a 10% higher max speed boost. Space Destructor, yeah, you still struggle after 3,500 hours. That makes sense. So I actually want to wait for the crawler one now, which is kind of annoying, rather than the smelting one. I can look at the cargo wagons, though. So the cargo wagons... Fluid wagon... Wait, what? Gas fluid wagon versus oil fluid wagon? I'm imagining those just look different. They surely work fine together. And Ghostified, it looks to me like the crawler locomotive is the same. Oh, you said the crawler wagon, sorry. Let's look at the wagons. So the crawler wagon, crawler cargo wagon, has an equipment grid of 12 and storage size of 60. And then there's a crawler robot wagon, which allows you to put, yeah, a different thing in it, whatever that thing is. It's getting researched. It was this thing. Vehicle Construction Roboport. Makes sense. So, we can have a mobile vehicle even that we drive around in, and that makes stuff. Early Spidertron, basically. Picky, yeah, that is essentially the only way to do it early on. You don't need a ton, though. We only needed like 100 or 150 total plant life samples. So it wasn't horrible. But yeah, until you get a little bit later and can do the alien bacteria stuff, there's no extra way to get it. Okay, and then smelting cargo wagons have a storage size of 64. These are 60. Weird. They weigh twice as much, though. So there are some trade-offs here. Because they don't have twice as much storage space, but I think that still adds up to being better. Crawler, cargo wagon versus robot wagon. What's even the difference? Oh, the robot wagon weighs a lot more, so you wouldn't want to use that for cargo. Okay, so the crawler cargo wagon is 60 and 1500. This is 64 and 2000. So it seems better to use the crawler wagons because this adds a lot more weight for only 4 more slots. So yeah, I think I'll do the crawler cargo wagons and the crawler trains. That just seems like the best default. The smelting ones have a tiny bit more power, but they're slower and can carry, the wagons can carry 4 more each. I think you would only use that if you like the look of them. But I think all of them look cool, at least from the icons. So, okay, now that we know we're doing that, please tell me the recipes are the same. Crawler wagons. No, they're not the same. Why are these not the same? That's actually really frustrating. The smelting wagon has servo motors, and yet the crawler wagon has, where'd it go? Big chests and servo motors. Which is just iron, but why? That doesn't feel like a reasonable difference. All 3 wagons, I think, should have the same recipe. So we're going to need to make big chests for the wagons and for the locomotives. Crawler, locomotives, they need cabling. Wonderful. That's so annoying. The smelting locomotive doesn't need cabling. Dang it. I didn't do my research before I built this. Dang, okay. Well, I guess we gotta deal with cabling now. Remind me what cabling was? It was cable harnesses. Right? Yeah. And that means... Well, that means flipping cellulose. Oh, we already have some here. Okay. So what I will do, where the servo motors do make their way pretty high up, so that's good. So we'll bring those out, and then I will bring the cabling out on its own belt. We're getting real spaghetti in here, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, Ghostified, I understand that, like, lore-wise, the look of them is meant to do different things, but I'm just looking at the numbers, the actual balance of the speeds and the weights and all that, and the crawler one is kind of the superior one for just overall taking stuff around the base. So it's kind of weird to me that they would... I don't know, that they would do different recipes for the smelting and the oil ones, but not the crawler one. Like, I could understand if you wanted to add something different to the robot wagon, specifically. But the locomotives are all pretty similar at the end of the day, so I think they should have the same recipe. But what do I know? And also, are we just completely bogged down on green analyzers here? Actually, no. These are all going full speed. So that's good. Yeah, we actually still are almost backed up on green analyzers. Perfect. Okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And hopefully now I have enough power poles. We're kind of just playing the, like, alternating waiting game here. So I can go power up my city blocks and then copy them correctly. And for those of you on YouTube, you're like, are you serious? He still hasn't built much factory? This train stuff takes a while to get set up, guys. I apologize if this has not been as entertaining. I still think it's really fun, but it's kind of a different flavor of episode for sure, so I get that. Alright, so this is my city block, and let's figure out a way to get the big poles set up nicely. I can't put these in the center in any way, so maybe they'll be here. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Let's do our tape line again. This is so helpful. And we're going to do splits. And we're going to split it into 4 equal parts. And that should help me with measuring stuff. And then I'll go all the way up to this line. So that's nice and balanced. Wait, what? No, I did that wrong. We want to start... Wait, what the heck? Okay, yeah, that's the right spot. And then to... Oh, rails are like more on the bottom half than the top half. That's why it looks kind of strange. Anyway. Okay, so that will help me space things out to be symmetrical. So, like for this, we want to build it on that green line. I guess we can't build up. The green line's halfway, so... Wow, it's really hard to see the wire because it perfectly lines up with that red line from the split. We'll just approach it from both sides. So we'll put that one right there and go max length. Just there. And then let's see, do they meet in the middle? Do we need 2 more? Oh ho ho ho! What are the odds? It fits perfectly. That could not be more perfect. Okay, well that's nice. So I'm going to copy those 5. And we're going to build them over on the side. And then we'll figure out the top and bottom. Remove these 2 rails we got copied. Wow, that was so perfect. And it's kind of annoying how we're going to have to re-blueprint things, but I have a plan. Don't you worry. We have a plan. Okay, so each city block is going to have those on the interior. That does mean there's going to be one here for that city block. And so now we just need to figure out, can we connect these 2? And it looks like that's a no. It's a little too far. So we're going to need one in the... Can I even do the middle? Is there a middle? Yeah, there is. So we're going to need like 2 in the middle along this way somewhere. So just in the interest of being nice and even here. We'll go from, I can get the clicking right, from the corner of that one to the corner of that one. So now we can kind of be balanced here. So we'll go there and there. Oh, a little too far. So 2 squares away from that. Still not close enough. 1 square away from the green line, 1 square away from the green line. So that'll be nice and symmetrical, no matter which way it's going. Shoot. That's... I guess we can just flip it. No, we can't. Can we rotate it? Not really. I guess, yeah, this is mirrored, not rotated. Okay, we'll do it the easy way. Okay. And then we need the same for that. And when I say the easy way, maybe this isn't the easy way, but it works. And then that. Okay, so now that's the same. And we can copy that down here. And now power will go around all my city blocks. Bingo. Okay. And then, let's see, a radar, a single radar kind of is overkill. Maybe I'll just manually place radars as we go. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to do all that much city block building from afar, I'm sure. And then we're going to need power for all this. So let's get that going. Okay, so that'll be my grid of power. And then we'll probably need a single connection on this, like so. Okay. So now what I need to do, it's kind of weird, and of course I do actually need a radar. Now I have 5 radars. And this isn't powered. We need to get this city block powered. What I'm going to have to do is copy all of this and take out everything other than the power poles, and then copy the block, put the power poles in, and then copy that as the new city block. Because if I copy this, then I'm going to have to go through the pain of removing the stations. Although, do I just... No, I think I want the stations to be a separate pasting. So what I can do is I can copy all this. I'll put it over there. I can delete these other random ones real quick. And then for this, I remove everything other than big power poles. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, Economist, you're so right. That is the best feeling. Okay, so now I put my city block... Oh, I'm going to have to do odd and even. Okay, so here we can put this one, odd block, and then we're going to have to paste in my power poles so that everything fits properly, which is just like that. Minus this one. No, no, no. That one's... No, that can be part of the station. Okay, so now this is the odd block. So for odd block, we will do new contents, this. Check. Now it has the big poles. Beautiful. And then we deconstruct that. Yeah, that's fine, and then shift. Perfect. Okay, that wasn't too bad. And then we need the even block, same thing. So, where do I have a nice big space? There we go. Even block, and then power blueprint, fit it in just perfectly, which is there. Shift click. Even block, new contents, all of that. Minus that one, that's part of the station one. Save blueprint. Deconstruct all of this, and then shift deconstruct to undo the deconstruction plans for all the trees. Ta-da! Okay, so that's done, and now we need this station one, complete with power poles. So the station one, we can do new contents. And essentially, we need everything from here to here. So there to this. Is that getting it all? Yeah, that's getting it all. And then the radar... Wait a second. What? Where even is the radar? That's super weird. The Big Brother radar thing is like, it like replaces... I don't even know. It's like it replaces the object. So they don't... Like it's there, but it doesn't show the icon. But that's fine. Okay. Good. Maybe I add one more nice little touch of lamps. So our train stops can be lit. I like that. Yeah, we'll do that one more time. I guess I could have lit the city blocks, but that feels a bit much. Okay. I think we might finally have gotten there, everybody. Thank you for all your patience with the train shenanigans. I've enjoyed it a lot. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Hey, thanks for the follow, Extreme. TTO Extreme. Okay, so we don't want... Again, I don't even know if these matter, but we'll take them off. We do want the regular lamps. Perfect. Okay. That does it. Ta-da! City blocks officially complete. Now we can go finish our crawler train automation. And then we will finally, for reals this time, be ready to start filling in our city blocks with all the goodies. And actually working our way towards Motor 2s, which is a slow process. And then we'll get to see the joys of LTN, because it truly is an awesome, awesome mod. Some players find it to be cheaty. I like it a lot. Okay, crawler locomotive, crawler cargo wagon. We won't even do the other ones for now. So I think I have all the materials for both of these. Nope, we need the chests. Other than that, though, we've got it all. So then power pole. I believe the locomotives are good to go. Oh, I ran out of inserters. Oh dear. And then the cargo wagons. Big chest. So for a big chest, we need, I think, just this and iron, because this makes iron chests. Wherever that is, logistics. And then this makes big chests. And then they both need iron. Where's our nearest iron line? I guess here. And then this goes that way. Oh yeah, Picky, I will have to upload the blueprints onto the Discord. The little train blueprint book. I'll definitely do that. And this needs servo motors, so that's there. Okay, so that should be good. What do these stack to? These stack to 5, these stack to 5. Okay, so 1 stack, 2 stacks. That's 5 trains, always ready to go. Sounds good. Alright, now cabling has become an issue. What's going on down here? Oh, gosh, I'm completely coppered out. What happened to copper? In fact, what happened to iron? What is going on here? Am I filled up on stone again? Ah, classic. Alright, well, we will fix that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.